Hello everyone. We will now talk about thermal stress. Now consider this setup and consider this to be a horizontal setup. The rod at T degree Celsius is at its natural length L. So since ये अपने natural length पे है तो इस समय strain is 0. The strain right now is 0. Okay. Now suppose the temperature changes by delta T. अगर ऐसा हो जाए तो the new natural length will be at T final will be लेकिन इन वॉल्स के कारण वो एक्सपैंड तो कर नहीं पाएगा तो एक्चुअल लेंथ उसका अभी भी कितना रहेगा L. इसका मतलब है नेचुरल लेंथ से डिफॉर्मेशन आ गया है तो कैन ऐसे एक स्ट्रेन डेवलप होगा. वो स्ट्रेन को हम लिख सकते हैं L natural at T final by L natural at T final. इसको अगर आप लिखेंगे so strain will be equal to and since we are talking about proportional limit, हम लोग proportional limit में ही हैं तो stress will be equal to Young's modulus time into strain. Stress will be now very important. If delta T is greater than 0, sigma will be less than 0. Hence this is compressive stress. If delta T is less than 0, sigma is greater than 0. So tensile stress. Correct? Also, when alpha delta T is very less as compared to 1, we can write stress डिनोमिनेटर में 1 के रेस्पेक्ट में अल्फा डेल्टा टी को इग्नोर कर देंगे. तो यहां से हमको पता है स्ट्रेन हो जाएगा. स्ट्रेस को यंग्स मॉड्यूलस से डिवाइड कर दो. This will be the strain. These are some important results then. Okay, these are important results, right? You can note this down. Now let us discuss about the force exerted by walls. Okay, so we'll talk about this case first. Delta T greater than 0. We know stress is compressive. Rod is finally also not moving. So can I say force from walls on both sides will be same? Same in magnitude but opposite in direction, of course. Now, if I cut at any cross section and if I draw the FBD, that small cross section should also be at rest. So from here I can say FR is F wall, and remember I am equating only magnitudes. I have not put the vector sign, so only magnitudes. I know, and remember I told you when you are dealing with compressive stress, this should be written like minus FR by A. You know this stress is given by this. So FR then is equal to and since we are talking about magnitudes, so I should put a modulus here because depending delta T can be positive or negative, but I am looking only for magnitudes from here. And if this is FR, this is also equal to F wall. And remember I am only talking about their magnitudes. डायरेक्शन कैन बी एंटिसिपेटेड बाय लुकिंग एट द वैल्यू ऑफ डेल्टा टी, राइट। अगर डेल्टा टी पॉजिटिव होगा तो कंप्रेसिव तो इस तरह का, अगर डेल्टा टी नेगेटिव होता तो हमको पता होता stress will be tensile, and if it is tensile, F walls will be like this. So direction I can anticipate by looking at the sign of delta t, and for magnitude I have this. Correct? When alpha delta t is much less than 1, this will be the result, right? We can utilize this factor. Okay, fine. Now we will talk about Poisson's ratio. Now, till now we had considered that if we apply forces like this material will simply expand like this. We had considered till like this. Okay, but the reality is, if you apply forces like this, they will expand in this direction, but simultaneously they will contract in diameter, right? So this diameter then becomes d plus delta d. Now that delta d is negative here, and this becomes L plus delta L. So now I can say there are, one is longitudinal strain, that is delta L by L. Another is lateral strain, that is delta d by d. And Poisson's ratio is equal to minus of lateral strain by longitudinal strain. So it becomes right. This is how we will define the Poisson's ratio in this case. So general definition is this. For our case, we got this result, right? You can note this down. We will briefly discuss about torsional torque. We'll only require the formula. Say if you have a rope like this fixed here, radius is r, length is L, and shear modulus is G, which is also represented by eta somewhere. This is the shear modulus. Say this end is twisted by an angle theta. This is the twist angle. Then restoring torque will be derivation is not required, but we just have to remember this formula. Now suppose this rope was under this condition. That this angle, this was twisted by theta 1 and this was twisted by theta 2. Then theta would have been theta 2 minus theta 1. Right? And when I am saying length, I am referring to this length. Okay. So try remembering this formula. This can be important in certain direct formula based questions. Let us now discuss elastic materials behaving as spring. Now what happens? Say this rod is expanded by a distance of x, or sorry, say this rod is elongated by a distance of x. Okay, so the new orientation would be like this. This was the natural equilibrium position. So can I say strain is, and say it has been holded like this. So strain is x by L. Okay. So stress is Young's modulus times strain. So restoring force by area. So restoring force. Remember, we have only talked about magnitude till now, correct? If I want to put it as vector, so we know restoring force will be developed in this manner, right? So it will be can you see this is just like spring force? Right? So if I compare K is equal to, where K represents the spring constant, right? So elastic materials are behaving as springs with spring constant as Ay by L, correct? Okay, and therefore you must have developed a concept in your previous chapters that spring constant is inversely proportional to length of the spring, right? Remember cutting of springs and all. We can also relate it from here, right? So we have discussed the complete theory part of this chapter of elasticity. In the subsequent videos, we will be dealing with some numericals before we wrap this chapter up, correct? Thank you, everyone.